ladies, how's it going?
Hey,
Oh,
what's going on?
What'd you say, Celeste?
it's going, it's going.
You ain't say that.
Yeah,
You ain't say that.
what it's like? Oh
It's
Lord,
going, ain't it? It's a lot going on, ain't it? It's a lot. Let me stop saying ain't. It's a lot going on in the your noodle booter site. That's what I say.
that's
That's what I say to my cat. You the booter. Why you the booter?
one good thing, because honey, time to rewind, relax and unwind, because life is life and
Life is
Life
life,
is
and I'm
life.
gonna tell y'all, I just love coming on the porch because it is like my stress getaway because there are so
Mhm.
many moving parts in this world now, in this country. I'll just say in this country, and like in my family, it's a lot of things that are going on. Um, so I'm just saying, I appreciate you, ladies, I really do, because
Same here.
I
Same
feel like I
here.
can take my little breather when I'm around y'all. Everything else is always so fast moving, you know what I mean? A lot of thoughts and what's next and what's going to happen, and just with work and family life and life and this life and.
get out.
But I'm not gonna belabor this one because I want to get this one going because I y'all might think that this is like all right, but okay. Chauncey, you put this one in our chat, okay?
Yeah, I did because I saw this story about how this man retired and
Mhm.
he built this big giant compound. Like I think the story was that he built a 20,000 square foot home
Mm-hmm.
and brought all of his family in to live in the one home. And so of course that means there in my house, my father's house, there are many mansions there. So I'm sure that there are many rooms, and I just thought, is that something you would be willing to do? Is that something that could work for you? And if so, why? I'm thinking um, I could do it with my husband and our children
Mhm.
and our grandchildren, right?
Mhm.
Depending on how it was set up, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Um, because I think back to how our people used to be and how
Mhm.
everyone lived in one house, right?
Mhm.
When they didn't have the ability to live in multiple homes or whatever. But
Mhm.
I think about the cultures that still do that. There
Mhm.
are a lot of Asian cultures that still everyone pools all their money together
Mhm.
to pay for the house that they're in,
Mhm.
and then they go in and they purchase another home and everyone lives in that house together, pool. And so that's how they build community, and it's also how they build wealth, generational wealth. And so are we too selfish to do that anymore, or is it that our family members have too many issues that we don't want to deal with, but could this
Yeah.
also help
Or-
alleviate some of the issues that our families have to deal with, so on and so forth?
No. Okay, so let me tell you what it would have to be like. Like I think I could live with I could live with my family, my mom, my stepdad, and some siblings. I'll just say that some siblings.
Okay.
But you need to fill out an application, just like you going to rent do a rental property, because I need to know. Because you may not be telling me, but I need to know that you are financially responsible. Because you might not be telling me that, because I'm not gonna build something that large and accommodating and think that I'm going to continue to pay for it. So I don't know what you've been doing. So we need to fill out an application. We need to have many exits to leave and come, because I feel like we have not a duplex, a quadplex, or something like that. We need to know. I'm just saying because I couldn't see. I could see us having a large family room or entertainment room or something like that. But when it comes down to cooking, that's where it's not going to work for me. You see what I'm saying? Because I could see that Keith would cook, and then my mom would be over here looking and saying, "You didn't wipe that table off," or something. It's just it's going to cause a problem. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody
Mhm.
lives differently, but I can think that we are living in a home together, that we have separate. domains in the home. You see what I'm saying? To make it work because we're not like young people anymore, so everybody's set in their ways. But I would love to see my family every day. And then some days I may not want to see you. You see what I'm saying? I could stay in my own area. And it's not like it couldn't be done. It could be
Right.
done. Like the same thing, like if your kids are there, I love my children to death, but I don't see my children every day. I talk to them every day, you know what I mean? But I don't see them every day because their life is their life, but I will still want them to have that freedom because I would think about even like both my children are single people. Like if they want to date someone, I don't think they want to run across me on showing them who their date life, their sex life, or anything like that. You see what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about the bigger picture. You know what I mean? I do think that how we used to be, lots of people living in a house and we made it happen. That was very joyous. I could think about how my house was when I was a kid and my grandma's house and things like that was very joyous. I just think that maybe I am selfish now. I just would need to have somewhere where I can have space because I'm an introverted person at heart. You see what I'm saying? And I have to have space, you know what I mean? To just be by myself, So that's my feel on it. Celeste,
I have tried this at least 4 different times. I was just thinking,
did you?
once in DC,
Okay.
home, it was like a Jack and Jill type of home. The kids were still like fairly, young, downstairs entertainment. We tried it in Texas.
Okay.
Tried it here on Chamberlain Road.
Okay.
I wanted to buy. I
Uh-huh.
tried it. And then in Atlanta, there is a big, beautiful mansion, but there's a guest area to it. I was telling my daughter-in-law, we should purchase it.
Uh-huh.
Me, your mom, me, and my husband will stay in the guest area. You and the kids and all of the girls and stuff, y'all stay in that. She was down with it, but the kids are like, Mom, no. Like, no. Like, we don't want to. I'm like, think about the money part of it. Think about the legacy. Think about they have none of that. I I can be down with I can live with y'all. If this is a business deal and this is what we doing and we said we're gonna do this and
That's
we
right.
the paper, we could be mad at each other for a year and don't talk, but do we taking care of this business. You understand?
I know. I could do that too.
Yeah.
As long as I have a little space to
Yeah,
myself. You see
I'm
what
like,
I'm saying?
they rotten. Oh my God.
Well,
I don't think I
I
want
think my daughter
to.
would be down because my daughter is like so attached to me. You see what I'm saying? But my son, he has a lot of ways like me. I have to be honest. He looked like me, and he got a lot of ways like me. When we don't want to be bothered, you see what I'm saying? But it's his is more extensive than mine. When he don't want to be bothered, he don't want to be bothered. Like me, I'm just gonna step away and go to my room, and I'm okay. You know what I mean? Being in my bedroom and anything else could be going on because
But
that's my
hmm
safe space. You see what I'm saying?
kitchen
right.
separate kitchens.
Yeah.
One of them had
Yeah.
a bedroom and a guest room. They had
Hmm.
a church in there.
Oh,
They had a church.
what?
It was a church, a
Yeah.
beauty parlor, the swimming
Yeah, I saw
pool,
the beauty
the
parlor. Oh,
yeah. So what I'm saying to you is he built a 20,000 square foot house. In a 20,000 square foot house, you're going to have a couple of kitchens. You're going to have a big kitchen and then you're going to have the little kitchen.
so how much did
You're
he
going
say this cost? Did he say?
well, it doesn't matter. He retired and he built it. Whatever it cost for him to build it. But that's what he did in his retirement. And it was for his family and his friends. Whoever, I
Friends.
guess,
Yeah.
because friends is included in who lives there, right? Not his whole friend list, but I'm saying everyone there is in blood. But my point is, so like Celeste said, she could live with us, right?
Now I could do
This
that
is
though.
this because in your mind you're thinking, even though you have a big beautiful home, you're thinking about your home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about 20,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mansion. That is,
Look,
even that, if you think about the land that 20,000 feet is built on, we could all maybe not do one big house. Maybe we could all have individual homes.
yeah,
Everybody can
I
still
think
have
we
the
should do
freedom.
that. I think
What
we
I'm
should do
saying,
that, don't
but
you?
think,
find
what I'm,
find people to do it with me.
so here's the thing. So here's the thing, right? Think about this man. Now he chose to build the house. So it ain't costing you nothing. You
Hmm.
don't have to really know his finances because the house already built, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
now
true
as a
that.
family, you're going to come together and you're going to decide how are we going to take care of these utilities, how are we all going to pitch in together? Because again, like Celeste said, this is a business arrangement,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Now, think about this. If I got a husband and he already retired, and we bring my mother to come live with us because she's a widow, right? Um, and we get an aunt, or I got a couple of siblings or step siblings or whatever, right? Now we're all in this house together. You should never need a babysitter, the younger people with the children.
Exactly.
You won't have to worry about things like, oh, well, they don't know how to act because you got the right people teaching them how to behave themselves. I hear a lot of people say the kids don't know how to act, but I don't see you raising them either. You leaving it up to the schools and the teachers and the other people that's in their life or whatever. But this would be totally community minded. What
I,
community is better than the family that you already have? You can't have a legacy if you don't work on it.
I love it.
I
It's
love it.
not you just got
Okay, y'all, let's
good.
find us a plot of land and build us a
Y'all
big.
find a spot. I'm down because I have had friends here that said the whole family lives on the property, and they said sometimes we don't even see each other.
That's
Because
what I'm saying.
you
It's
don't to be bothered every day, but down that road, but not be, nobody be pulling up over there
Now
because
we don't know the Roosevelts and the Rockefellers and stuff like that, but just think about the TV shows that we've seen of the ultra rich, right? I don't
Hmm.
mean the rich and famous. I just mean a television show or a movie that you've seen with the ultra rich that live in the mansion. Don't they whole family living there? Granddad who stay up in one of the rooms, Uncle Pete who's staying over here, and cousin Precious who a little special. No offense to nobody, but they keep her over here. You understand what I'm saying? So it could work, right? But that's still community minded, right? We ain't putting grandpa in a home. He right here in the house with us. If if we do that, then the money that we save in doing that, we could use to pay for the nurse to come in to care for him. And we wouldn't physically necessarily have to do it
And
ourselves.
think about this. All your homes all our
What
homes
you
we
say?
have right
What you say,
now.
Celeste?
I'm sorry, they have a housekeeper.
That's what I'm saying. So my thing is, you're gonna need a couple of housekeepers. You're gonna need a staff.
That's good.
So my point is, it can be done. I ain't rich, but I got the young woman and her husband that come in here and clean the hell out of my house every 6 weeks. I ain't gonna hold you. Do you understand? So if I could do that here, you think that I couldn't drop my coin and then the other family in the house drop their coin and the other family, and then we couldn't have a staff of people that could come and do what it is that
Well,
we need to do.
somebody
We
else, when you rent, you do it for somebody else's house.
I'm just saying this, y'all. This is the best idea I heard that now that you have explained this out. We need to look for some land. I'm not joking. We need to look for some land and build on it. And all of us own houses. Hell, we'll get money just off our houses being renting our damn houses out. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
And Kimmy, you said it best. Considering the size family that you came from, you the
Hmm.
youngest, right? Think about the joy and the happiness you had when everybody was in the home
Oh
together.
yeah, I loved it. I
Oh, do
loved
you
it.
understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
My husband is the youngest of six, right?
Hmm.
So it don't matter what it could have turned into, but imagine if everyone had stayed, right?
Hmm.
And so we build our families and we raised our families, and there was enough. And when you couldn't afford private school before, now you can afford private school because now
Hmm.
you don't have the mortgage that you would have normally
Yeah.
had, right? You can afford the car notes and just the little things, and life would could be easier. Now, again, I would think that you would do this earlier in life so that what some what some people wind up becoming, I
Hmm.
think they become because they don't have the community.
Hmm.
We could really save our our communities by being more community minded like that. I think it's a fabulous
I
idea.
think why this is a really good idea even now in this time of the age we are in is because we all have children, we all have grandchildren. Hopefully God will bless me one day with some grandchildren. But the
Yes,
reason why I say that is because we're in such peril times. You know what I
we
mean?
are.
And the community that we need to build is starting like doing something like that because we need to be doing for ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Having our own food sources. We need, and we could do things like that. You see what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yep. You could
And
build your own garden. And only thing is, I'm a little iffy on the church part. Now, one thing you got chapel inside the
yeah, I'm
house,
not
but a whole
doing that.
church
I'm gonna
inside
still
the
go to
house.
my. I'm gonna still go to
Yeah.
church. I don't. You know,
That part
because
we gonna leave Lord's house where Lord's house supposed to be.
No,
yeah,
some,
But
but some of them sisters was a little aged and they liked that little room in there. They was in there smiling.
now, like, can we
your
have a
prayer
spiritual
closet,
room? Yeah, a
yes,
spiritual
your
room. Yeah,
prayer,
most
your
definitely.
war room, right? Now
The
you can have your
war
prayer
room,
closet
yeah. Oh,
or your
girl,
chapel.
we gonna make this happen.
Listen,
They're gonna be like them girls on Let's Chit Chat Sis was talk about this, and
And
now we got a
and
damn sitcom because we done
listen,
something and
now,
made.
now let me tell you an idea that I have always said, right?
Uh huh.
If I were to ever win the lottery, now I have known people who won lotteries in different states within the country, right? If I were to hit the lottery, you get this big giant pot. I always said I would immediately split that ticket between, because my mother was married to someone else and my father was married to someone else. I would be my mom, my dad, my siblings, and we would split that ticket evenly. You pay the taxes on your winnings. I pay the taxes on my
I,
winnings.
cause I ain't nothing.
What I'm saying is, think about it this way. Say right now, if you won $590
I
million,
spend it.
is nothing you could do with $590
Right.
million in your lifetime. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right, right.
But now, if I split the ticket evenly with each of you, right? You pay your own taxes on it. Now you have your kids and your grandkids, you got your kids and you got your cousins or whoever, then everybody could take care of their own. And I'd be done. I could take care of my own. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
So it's almost like the same thing. But no, people want to hold it. And then they want to delegate. And I only want you to have this, but I want you to live a certain type of way. No, Because again, I ain't going to be able to spend that amount of money in my lifetime, right? But if we all take our own, take the pot, we don't need the annuity. We're going to take the cash and then we all going to split it, pay your taxes on it one time, and then you'll just have to live off your capital gains after that or do whatever. But that is still, to me, it's the same concept, right? It's taking care of family, regardless of what their situation is. And then they can take care of their family and what they're saying. So I don't have to take care of the nieces and nephews because I split it with that sibling and they got their kids, they can take care of their own.
you
And
know,
so you don't have to worry about, oh, auntie, can I borrow this? Oh, cousin, can I, borrow like that? That's how I see it.
I
yeah,
think that we have to have a part two on this.
Okay.
Even if we have a part two and we talk about our next steps, because we're gonna make this happen. Because
Okay.
that's the best idea I ever heard. Now that that's the best idea, and it still doesn't like intrude on your privacy because that's the way we designed the house. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? It's like you know what, Chauncey and Celeste. It's like we live in Yorktown. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
We
yeah.
live in Yorktown and we get to see each other every day, but maybe we don't see each other every day, but we still in the same community.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And that's how I feel being here in Yorktown, right? I
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
around the corner. I can go check on Miss BC, right? She'll be 90 years old on the 19th. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Celeste, in this community, in this development that Kimmy and I grew up in, all of our families purchased these homes when they were first built.
Oh,
Some of the families actually told the developers what they wanted in their home. And this was in the early 60s. So this is
Mm-hmm.
the oldest Black development in Philadelphia, right? Within the city limit. And so it's still a lot of the same original owners, and it's been
Mm-hmm.
60 something years. Some of them are the children of the owners that have gone on, but we all still know each other. Somebody
Yeah.
passes away, we're all at the funerals together. We all went to school together in different ways, and high school and middle
Yeah.
school and all of that. And so when we see each other, people say to me on the outside, oh gosh, you guys are really close or whatever. Yeah, I grew up next door to this person. Like, how much closer can you get
uh-huh.
other than being in the same household? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you think about it in that way, and even if you don't see anybody for a long time, when we see each other, it's just like all love. You know what I mean? Because you grew up with this person every day.
That's major. Maybe because I'm an only child, I always wanted to have my kids all in
I
this.
could understand why.
Always. And they always looked at me like, okay. For
Well, because people are thinking of, I think people automatically assume what's going to be taken away from them with something as opposed to what they're going to gain from
you know what they're gonna take away? Me helping them pay their mortgage sometime. That's what's going
it. But
to
then you'll still be doing it, but in a different
take
way.
away.
You understand what I'm saying? And
Exactly. You already paying the mortgage. You see what
Exactly.
I'm saying? You already, I'm telling you, we gonna make this happen. So Les, I will have to say this much. It gotta be up here in the Northeast.
we ain't moving to no
Well,
plantation now.
I will be honest with you. Now that they're older, maybe not Jasmine so much, but Janae says, "Ma, you ready?" I said, "What? We about to leave. We're gonna live off the land. We're gonna." I'm like, "Oh Lord." She said, "You." So I've been practicing growing stuff. Y'all know I'm growing stuff now.
Yes.
But that's what I'm gonna do. They can build anything they want. Y'all can build anything you want. I'll be the gardener.
I know that's right. I
I
told you I'm trying to get there.
I got some green peppers outside right now, and two little small little tomatoes.
I know that's right.
I got, gotta split that. I got lots of onions and basils and all. Yeah, because I'm prepared. I think
Yeah.
I want to be old and what they call old and a sitting possum, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Okay.
I want to have
Thoroughly.
unity
Hmm.
around me. I don't want to be. You
Yes.
don't have to live with me per se, but I don't want to be. I'm in the house for 3 days and don't nobody know I'm sick type of stuff.
See, that is the part that that's what made me, in looking at this, was like, I think this is actually doable. You know what I mean? If I had, we do have a family member, my husband's brother, who's in the nursing home right now. Don't you know that I would want to have him close enough where we know the kind of care that he's getting, to make sure that the right physical therapists are there to take care of it, or our parents as they're aging. And even though they might do it kicking and fussing or whatever, but listen, I need to keep an eye on you. I need to know that you're close. Do that mean that I'm going to be up on you? Because with a 20,000 square foot home, I ain't going to be nowhere near you. You know
No,
what I mean?
exactly.
Our rooms are going to be like apartments. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you're going to have so much room to
And it's
yourself,
community. It is
and it's
community. It's
community.
community.
I could see how it could work. Now, let's be honest. It could not be. I ain't saying Peanut and them would be the ones that we would be living with. I'm just saying.
No, no, no,
Um,
no, no, no.
but again, if we did it early enough in some of their lives, their lives could be very different.
Yeah, but we don't want Peanut. I'm sorry. I don't care how much we want to give Peanut a chance. That's why, I really believe this, and I'm gonna wrap this up. I really believe this much that we would need to have like some application to make sure that this is something that is really gonna be a good fit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we talk about the joyous part of it, but
Hmm.
I mean, I'm serious about the finance part. But you got to know what's going on where people can still be able to compromise. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because
okay.
even if you're on the same thing, if somebody has got problems, say they got problems and the police come visit them frequently,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
We can't
No, and I
save
mean, and you're
everybody.
right.
It's a business. We're gonna go in that room in the chapel and we're gonna vote you out. And we're gonna
Right. And then your space is gone. So make sure you keep your house because you're gonna
Yeah,
have to go back there. You see what I'm
but
saying?
and to do this requires vulnerability, right? Because
Mhm.
you do have to lay your cards out on the table to know where we
But they
are
don't
and what
gotta
we're
be
dealing
vulnerable, Chauncey, because we just do a background check on them. So whatever they don't want to tell, we're gonna find out anyway. We're gonna hope you're gonna be honest and forthright and tell us that you've been having encounters with the red and blue.
with. But
So
what I do like about the story the most is the fact that this was this man when he retired and he built the home. So it wasn't no need. He wasn't asking nobody for no money. He built the home and he invited you to come live with. You can't get any better than
well, I have another idea. How about we all play the lottery, to have a lottery pool. This is no joke. Have
that.
a lottery pool, say that we play a certain set of numbers
numbers, yeah.
every week. Somebody is responsible for playing them. You don't matter what state you in, but we contribute through Cash App every week.
I'm down.
One day we're gonna hit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One day we're gonna hit because you're gonna have your set of numbers. I'm gonna have my set of numbers, but we're in agreement. You know what I mean? We can't go and run off. You see what I'm saying?
I know that's right.
You see what I'm saying? But it's a really good idea because most people that have won like these pools, they have won, and then we can. get there sooner than later. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because
for
it's
sure.
like building wealth is not is it's a mindset. You see what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, for sure.
And it costs like with anything else, if you commit to something with dedication, you'll be successful at it. You see what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
for sure. For
So
sure.
we're gonna talk offline about this. But final thought.
My final thought is just that I think that it's very community minded. I think it's something that could work. I think that you could start off small, and if you have a six-member family and you purchase a 4 or 5 bedroom house, that everybody move into the house together until that house is paid off. You could pay it off a lot sooner than 30 years or 15 years.
Yeah.
And then once you do that, then you make the commitment and you go purchase the next set of property and you do the same thing. And I think that for the families and the communities that I've seen do that, they have been very successful at it.
Mhm.
Well, that's our off the, get off the air and have further discussion because
Okay.
I think in these times right now, community is everything. It's
Mhm.
everything. So that's my
Mhm.
final thought. What's your final thought, Celeste?
Well, I was thinking while we were talking, Chauncey said something about, kind of doing it early. And I about the fact that in my family, probably in everybody's family, there was no question that the elder had to go with somebody.
Yes.
Target all the elders. But anyway,
Yes.
so that's like a little community because when they get a certain age,
Yep.
they go into somebody's house.
That's right.
And
That's right. You
nothing
take care
we
of your
can do
own.
about it. That's just what it is. And so
Yep.
I trained myself to know that when that time comes, and she was trained that you coming, and that's so. Now, if you fight me and say you want to go to the nursing home, I don't know why you do that. But so my final thought is we need to start changing the way we think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the way, even if we can't transition, like we could probably do it because of where the level we on. But even if somebody listening can't get to that part, they can
Mm-hmm.
all with just the small community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Just like you said, like my neighbor, me and him been in here since '99. Like,
Wow.
yeah, so I have still original people around me too. Not like Chauncey,
Nice.
but still, it's not a moment. If the daughter's outside and the tire flat, before I can say boo, she go, yeah, Mr. Carl, he on his way outside.
Because listen, 25 years, that's a quarter of a century. That's exactly what we grew up in, and that's exactly what you have, right? So it starts somewhere. And 1999 is now 25 years, is
That's
26
right.
years away. That's a quarter of a century.
We
That's
need
a lot of time to live next door to somebody and to not, how could you not have a relationship with them?
but
How
you
could you not
be
know?
nervous. The kids now don't stay still like that. Okay, that's another show. I'm
Now
sorry.
that's another show, but I'm telling you, we need to jump on that though. But this is my last final thought. When you say the children are not, I have children and all our children is around that same age. They do not. But you know what? We some strong women. We gonna pull them along. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Hmm.
Cause they're not an island. I tell my kids that all the time. You're not an island, and
Listen,
we
I,
need each other. You see what I'm saying?
my listen, y'all, I have a daughter-in-law that takes care of her mother who's physically disabled. So we're already doing it. We're just doing it in a different way. And if we were to put it together the way this is, it's really the same thing,
That's what
just
we're
in
gonna
a
do. We're
different
gonna
way.
put it together, just like we're gonna write a business plan on this
Yep.
and make it
No,
happen.
him done finished the business plan already.
That's my, that's my thing. So I'm saying we're gonna put a business plan together, and we're gonna look at what that dynamic looks like. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
you guys stay tuned because you heard it first here. We know we heard it with that family that builder, but you're gonna hear it from us because we're gonna make
Right.
that happen. So
Okay.
this was a great episode. So join me tonight is
It's your girl Celeste, and I was gonna say taking care of yourself is not selfish, but that's part of taking care of yourself,
it is,
Hmm.
it is.
right?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
Well-being and making sure you have love and great energy. So taking care of oneself is not selfish, it's necessary.
absolutely.
Absolutely. And this is your girl Chauncey. Do all the good that you can for as long as you can, for absolutely as long as you possibly can. And that feeds into taking care of each other in community. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah, love it. Have a wonderful week on purpose, and you will see us again next Wednesday. And stay tuned for this because this is going to be a follow up on follow up. And then you know what? I hope this inspires other to commit to forming a community because this is what this is doing. So have a wonderful evening. Take care.